Hello traders, welcome on a Sunday in the FTA, welcome on a Billions Club. Today the plan, as always, as every Sunday, we're gonna have a look at BTC chart, we're gonna have a look at gold chart and EURUSD chart. I'll show you some of the levels that I'm paying attention to and really just preparing for the next 5 days of trading. So we will check some fundamental news, some dates and times where we need to be aware of some incoming volatility to the market. So this is the plan for today. Please, before we're gonna start, turn off all distractions you have around you and really give me your 100% full focus, because the levels and the approach that I will be showing you today, I believe it's gonna be valuable for you and it can share you a lot of basically experience from trading and some of my strategies that I use absolutely for free here on the Billions Club. So that's it for the intro. Let's start with actually doing some TA. Hopefully you see my screen, hopefully you can hear me and you can see me. I think everything should be going well. So that's it for the start. The thing that we need to do before we're gonna start marking out some of the levels that we have here is we need to delete the TA from the last Sunday in FTA. And really I'm gonna be going from the scratch. So I'm gonna delete everything that I have here on my chart to really show you the approach from A to Z, how I'm preparing for the upcoming days of trading. Usually I'm doing this on Sunday. You can obviously do this on Monday morning. And if you are not trading BTC, you can also do this, for example, on Saturday or the end of Friday when the market is closed. So that's it for the start. I see I'm going to be reading the chat here. Welcome, Ken. Welcome on the Billions Club. Hello. Hey. So I guess everything is running well. I don't see any problems here, so it should be okay. All right. So I just deleted the levels that we had on BTC USD perp chart. Let's go from the scratch. So for our time frame, let's mark out the structure that we have here. Same approach as always. Break of a structure. This happened, I think, last week, or actually the week before this one. I think Tuesday, 20th of June. Yeah. So this is already 2 weeks ago. This was a break of a structure on a 4-hour time frame, so we're gonna mark it out. This obviously leaves us the strong low that we have here on the chart, which right now is down there. All right, so this is the 4-hour strong low. Not the boss. Strong low 4-hour right here. Okay, so can we consider this as a weak high? Well, we can debate about this a little bit, but you know, we don't have any big retracement yet compared to the movement that we got here. So personally, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna mark this as an internal low on 4-hour time frame. So this is gonna be internal low 4-hour like this. And we can keep this as an internal high, but I don't want to be marking out this level as a weak high yet because it's not really here. So this is going to be the internal high, internal low. Perfect. Let's just create a new folder. We're going to call this market structure. Here it really depends how in-depth you want to go with filtering out these levels that you are marking out on a chart. So obviously the thing you can do is you can create, like, you know, 4-hour market structure, 1-hour market structure, 15-minute structure, or you will just create one big folder that says market structure. It's probably the easiest way you can go with. I'm just trying to keep it as simple as possible, so I'm just creating one folder here saying market structure. All right, so breakout structure, strong low, not a weak high yet. We don't have any retracement yet. Obviously the healthy movement I'm looking for, I'm not saying it's gonna happen this week, but a healthy movement on BTC chart would definitely be something like this. All right, and then potentially targeting all the way to like 36, 37, 38K. But right now, this is the TA that I have here. Let's pay attention to some supply and demand levels that we got here on the left side. Obviously, the biggest one was right here. So this one closed below here. So this was the candle, the most important one that really created the whole supply and started the move to the downside. So this was the most important level. but this one was mitigated already right here, mitigated also here, so we don't have any level at all. The first level that comes above us is really this one right here. This could be like a first zone for our time frame. No, let me just this. Right, so this is the first one, the first level that we could potentially be targeting, and the next one that is even a little bit higher is gonna be this one right here. Yeah, that's it. These are the two levels that we have above us. Obviously, this is only supply and demand. We can be looking for what the level made, if it created like a new low and these things. The approach that I like a little bit more on such a big time frames is that I'm gonna start pulling some volume profiles here. All right, so there is a high volume node. This is perfect. Yeah, this 38K zone, and then obviously this one right here. This is also going to be a very strong zone, and we can try to be a little bit. Let's give it a little bit of leeway. So I'm going to mark it like this, and then obviously I'm going to mark this zone right here as this, and this really gives us like much bigger level. You need to think about it in this way. These levels are so big on the chart, and it took, or basically right now we are talking about what, like 450 days back. So these levels won't be so precise. They're like a much bigger zones than usually in a chart, since we are looking so back to the history of the chart. So let's just keep them a little bit bigger. And I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna call these levels. This one's mitigated. Okay, this one is not. Let's call this SD levels. SD resist, just like a supply and demand resist levels. So in this case, we can obviously go only with supply. Something like this. Let's place them into folder. Once again, trying to keep it as clear as possible. This level is mitigated already, so we can either keep them, or obviously you can hide this because this one is not relevant at all. But just to show you how I'm approaching these levels and how price is reacting from them, we can keep them on a chart. In this case, if you want to be once again a little bit more, you want to give it a little bit of a leeway, you don't want to be so precise, the level would look like this. So it's going to be more of a zone, once again mitigated here. All right, cool. So we have the levels above us from like a really higher time frame perspective. If you are looking at a daily swing chart, this is the structure. So obviously this is now the strong low. This was a strong high, weak high. In this case, we haven't broken through this level yet. We haven't broke through this level yet. So we can keep this high actually as a weak high on the daily chart. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do this. Let's just give it a name. So we're gonna call it daily high, like this. And I want to keep visibility only on a daily chart. Yeah, perfect. All right. So for our time frame, that's done. Let's go to the 15-minute now. We can mark out some naked POCs or look for some if we have any. Okay, so we have quite a lot of them. So let's go to lower time frame and let's try to use them on lower time frames. The structure on a 15-minute chart would be a little bit harder to spot, but this still remains the same. This is the internal low, or sorry, internal low 4-hour time frame. This is going to be the strong swing low on a 15-minute time frame, so that's still in the uptrend overall. Local structure that we have on the chart, well, still in the uptrend actually, because we broke through this high. This gives you your local IBOS. Something like this. Local IBOS. This is the internal low on a 15-minute time frame for now. Something like this. That looks good. So this is going to be the internal high for now. Internal low here. This is the internal high. Alright, cool. So this level grabbed a lot of liquidity below. This was Friday 15:30. Okay, so this grabbed a lot of liquidity here. So the liquidity is swept below all of these levels here, obviously also below this one. So what we can do is we can create something like this. It's just liquidity. So this one is swept. "15-minute supply, not the strongest one, to be fair. This is the local demand. Like, pretty hard to spot any good level here today on a chart, to be fair. But these are the two supply and demand levels that we currently have. We also got to pay attention to this liquidity level from a short side perspective. It's the liquidity on the short side. This is going to be the liquidity on the long side for now. So right now I'm just trying to spot where the liquidity is sitting locally, but they started to be really aggressive with new positions right here on this candle, which means Saturday around 2 p.m. UTC +2 zone in Prague we are located. So UTC +2, this gives you the zigzag wave, starts around here, ends here, and the liquidity was swept here. So this means Sunday, so today at 4 a.m. the liquidity got swept. So we are talking about this level here. There was plenty of liquidity. That one is grabbed already, not the strongest reaction. As I'm saying all the time, you don't want to be trading around or during the weekend. This is going to be obviously on the long side like this. That one got swept already. No new high created for now, guys. These are really the only two zones that I'll be paying attention to: liquidity long, liquidity short, and these zones that we have here and there. There is really nothing in between. That basically there is, but the levels are not strong at all. Basically not the zones where I want to be trading. So it's going to be liquidity pool, long side. Is there plenty of liquidity? Absolutely not. LQ short side. Not at all. All right, so just from checking this, we don't have liquidity either on long side or short side. There could potentially be some absorption, grabbing the liquidity, and then obviously moving to the upside. Right now, as we are speaking, nothing at all. We just got a poor high and a poor low on the market profile. So both of these levels will be grabbed most likely, which gives us a pretty nice potential scenario that can happen. And that is something like this. So if and only if price is going to keep rotating around here, then we could potentially be looking for sweeping the liquidity above the high here, targeting all the way down there, or the other way around. So something like this, sweeping the liquidity and targeting the opposite side. This could definitely happen if we will leave both of these poor highs and poor lows on profile that we have today. How can you confirm this? Well, the only way is you need to wait for a new daily open, and then you gotta check if the poor high and the poor low is still here. So I'll keep you updated about this in the morning tomorrow. What I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna write a small note that says potential This is a great way how you can remember things if you need to check something. So now I know that, okay, I need to check potential poor high and poor low from Sunday, and I know that I need to check it on Monday. You really want to keep this as clear as possible while keeping its value here. So something like this. That's it. Perfect. All right, let's move on. Gold chart. This one is a bit more complicated, I would say. So overall, this is a strong high, starting with the structure as always. So strong high, this is gonna be poor low or weak low. Here it really doesn't matter a lot how you call it. You just, you know, why I'm saying like strong high, weak low, 4-hour time frame and all of these things is that I just want to remember what these levels means, right? Or what this level tells me basically. So if I have all of these levels, they tell me something. So the way why I have these small notes here, or why I'm doing it, is that this is like the simplest way how you can remember all of these levels and what they tells you, right? Or what they tell you. All right, so for our structure, that's basically it. From the internal high and low, we could potentially be looking for an IBOS here. So this is your IBOS, which means this is the internal low, that's it. The internal high, that's going to be around here. Okay, so we can create a new folder. Big supply zone here. We will find more refined level in the upcoming minutes, but that's the local resistance on gold. So now this gives us this is gonna be the strong low on a 15-minute time frame, so something like this. Not a strong high yet here. Sorry, weak high, because we don't have any retracement at all yet. Just gonna keep it as it is here. The internal low is gonna be around 1917. We really not right now. We need to work out the perfect level where we can say, all right, now the level is lost. We can be looking for the movement to the upside. So, sorry, to the downside. So in this case, I'm looking for this zone here, and I want to refine this level here. This bigger one, which means the perfect level would be this one here. We don't have any liquidity potentially above this level. The first one is really going to be around this high here, so 1930. Once you sweep liquidity, we can potentially be looking much lower, which means this gives us short liquidity. Just wondering why we stopped here. Gold chart definitely looks still a little bit bullish to me. I would say we have a potential to go all the way up here, sweep of liquidity up here, changing the local structure, and we could be overall looking for a bigger retracement on a 4-hour time frame. That would be my plan. So going for the extreme here, swapping the liquidity and moving lower from here. If this is not gonna happen, then I'll wait for this, losing this level, swapping liquidity above this high or this high, and targeting for something like this. So the important levels, obviously, the first one is going to be this. This level right here. Partially mitigated, but there's still plenty of it. Then we have this one around the extreme, which is even better. I wouldn't say stronger, but it's better that it's in the extreme here. So we have first one, second one. I don't care about this one. I don't care about this one. This is only a noise. And we could potentially be looking for this level here as local resistance. Just to make this clear, this is not a level where I'm going to be shorting, neither this one buying. There's plenty of liquidity obviously here, so this is going to be liquidity on long side. So locally it can create some like a good scalp opportunities, but overall I'm still looking for further move to the upside for this box here, and then start looking for another impulsive leg on a bigger time frame, which means looking for something like this, very simply said. Going for the extreme and then targeting something like this in the upcoming days/weeks. Let's check naked POCs if we can find any confluence. Right, so okay, so we have this one around this zone. That's perfect. We have also this one right here. All right. Trying to keep it as simple as possible. This is the TA for gold. This is the plan. I'm gonna wait what's gonna happen on Monday. These are the important zones and levels you need to be aware of, and we'll see what happens next. Simply said. All right, EURUSD now. That's gonna be the last pair that we're gonna do. 4-hour time frame. Deleting all of these levels that we have here. Once again, maybe we can write down a node on gold. These are really just notes for me to just like remember the plan overall on gold, but right, something like this. So this is something new that I started doing recently, basically just writing down the notes on the pairs that I'm not trading that much. On a BTC, really, I'm day trading BTC. I'm doing like a really in-depth TA on a daily basis. On gold, not so much because I'm not trading it that often. So here, if I just don't remember it, I'm just gonna write down a note, and I know exactly what I'm looking for after doing the TA. Because you know, once you finished your TA, you remember obviously basically everything. What's the plan? What are the levels you are looking for, etc., etc. All right, so EURUSD chart. The perfect thing is that we closed below this level here. So this gives us a pretty nice breakover structure, which means now we have a strong high created. That's going to be here, which also gives us here this move to the upside. This is going to be the week low. So something like this. Local structure, if we're going to zoom out. Daily trend pretty bullish, obviously, overall. Let's just refine this entry here. Something like this, bounce exactly on the border of this level, but the level is still not mitigated completely, so I'll be looking for another, like, for the move to this zone here. Overall, what's the internal high? Well, a bit harder to say, but personally, I'm just gonna leave this as an internal high. Hello there, hello, welcome on today's stream. Welcome on a Sunday focus. I'm sorry, I'm not talking that much, but I'm just trying to give you my 100% focus and accurate levels and accurate plan for the upcoming days. So really, these streams shouldn't be like, you know, fun for you, but here I'm just like providing you 100% of the levels I'm using and the approach, how I'm finding them. So it's also like a, you know, in-depth plan for me as a trader. That's why I'm focusing more on the actual TA than on talking about it. But this is the internal high, this is going to be the internal low, but we have this already. So the next zone, the next strong zone is going to be obviously this one, but we are here already, so it's going to be this one here. Trying to do something like this, 15-minute time frame. Let's go here. This is still a strong high on a 15-minute time frame, so let's just do this. Okay, strong zone, supply and demand is going to be this one. Is there any liquidity? No, there is no liquidity, so it's either going to be created or we're going to sweep the liquidity above this high here. Which leaves us the high around here. Liquidity on the short side. So locus demand is this candle here. Mitigated quite a lot. And actually we have a liquidity above this high too also. So I'm gonna simply be looking for something like this. Sweep of a liquidity and then targeting all the way down there. This is my potential trade, potential plan that I'll have. Which pair is this? This is EURUSD. I think you can see it on here on the left side actually. Yeah, this is EURUSD. Let's continue here with the structure. So 15-minute IBOS here, which this is an internal low, but I'm not gonna mark out the internal low for now because I want to keep the chart as clean as possible. So IBOS internal high with liquidity, this is the internal low. If you're gonna change it, or if you're gonna close below basically like this gray box here, then we are bearish overall. There is a plenty of room to create something like this, sweep of liquidity and targeting all the way down there. So the plan on EURUSD is that I'm looking for short. I definitely have short bias. So what I'll do is I'll go back to the 4-hour. Here we are kind of around the extreme already. Once we're gonna start hitting this zone, it's gonna be perfect. So I'm gonna say, or I'm gonna write down here 4-hour extreme zone with 15-minute supply in it. All right, so I have the notes. What I'll do for now is we'll check the Forex calendar. Some important news that will be coming out this week. So Monday, tomorrow, we have a CPI on Swiss franc. I'm not trading it. I'm not even doing any TA on that. So I don't really care, but if you're a Swiss franc trader, then be aware of this. On EURUSD, then we have PMI on German, French, Italian, so Spanish also. So the biggest economics in UA, PMI tomorrow, be aware of that. You can expect some volatility on Euro, obviously. We have also PMI on USD. So EURUSD tomorrow will be quite volatile, be aware of that. 4 p.m. and the most important time for us as EURUSD traders will be around 9:45, 9:50, 9:55. So the time between, I would say, basically between 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. Be aware of a volatility incoming to the market. Then next one, 4 p.m. Tuesday will be more calmer. We don't have anything, and there is also a bank holiday in America, so I'm not expecting any volatility here at all. Then on Wednesday, we have FOMC. So be aware of that 8 p.m. Prague time. So it's going to be 6 p.m. UTC zone. Then we have, we have unemployment claims on Thursday. And on Friday, we have PPI, I believe. No, sorry, not PPI, NFP. Non-farm payrolls. Okay, so NFP, 2:30 Prague time. So overall, what we can expect? Well, tomorrow, a lot of volatility on EURUSD and also on other pairs. Not so much on BDC, not so much on gold. In the morning, we can expect some volatility around 4 p.m. Prague time, which means 2 p.m. UTC zone on gold also. Tuesday will be much calmer. Wednesday, another volatility. Thursday, we have unemployment claims, which will be like an indication of what we can expect on Friday on NFP. But NFP obviously will be much higher volatility. But overall this week, a lot of volatility coming to the market, so be aware of that, please. Every time when you will be in a position and you will hold a position during these times, at least set your stop loss so you're not gonna get wiped on the whole account. And my personal recommendation to you is do not open any positions when or during these news, when these news will be coming out to the market. That's my approach. Overall, we're gonna do a recap on these pairs. So what I'm looking for on gold is move to the upside, grabbing liquidity from this level above here, which I forgot to do alert, so I'm just gonna set alert on EURUSD here and just let's say this is gonna be LQ short 1. This is gonna be LQ short overall. And we're just gonna mark this level with long liquidity because there will be some, not a lot of it, but there will be some, let's say like this. All okay, so that's the plan on EURUSD, looking for something like this, either losing this level here and then grabbing local liquidity that either will be created or is sitting above here, but preferably I want to see something like this, hitting these levels, losing local demand and then targeting all the way down there. That's the plan on EURUSD. Gold is kind of the same. As I said here, looking for the extreme that is coming above this 1928 level with naked POC in a supply and demand zone, while around the extreme look for start of a new impulsive leg to the downside all the way to 1870. So instead of long, this should be a leg like this. Do we have alerts? Well, we don't need any alerts here because there is nothing really formed as we are speaking on BTC. We are checking the poor highs and poor lows. I think there was some question in the chat about, Jan, could you please describe your entry model on gold? What reaction confirmation do you look for to open up? All right, so I'm either looking for just sweeping the liquidity, so creating 15-minute swing failure, and then looking for losing local demands or supplies. So this is either on 1 or 15-minute time frame, or I'll simply gonna enter after grabbing the liquidity. So after simply creating just a swing failure pattern. But what you can do is like waiting for losing the local supply and demand levels is pretty good when you don't have access to the order flow. So when you don't have access to footprints, this is one of the ways that you can use to execute your position or to get into your position, let's say like this. All right, cool guys. So I think that we are ready. We have a plan. We know what to do. That's what you need to do as a trader. You always need to be prepared. So we are. That's it. We know about the news. We know about the current levels. Let me know what you think about today's TA. Let me know if you have a similar plan. Just to say this, please don't think about these streams as like complete guidance from A to Z how you need to be trading. No, you should be creating your own plan and then comparing your plan to mine and maybe get something from my plan. But you shouldn't like copy me from A to Z because then you completely rely on me. And we are talking back about, you know, how the signals trading is not so good, like not so good way how you can start your trading journey, etc., etc. But we've been talking about it last time on a stream. Maybe we can go more in depth in some like a podcast or something like this. Does Billions Club plan to support a C-Trade terminal? For now, we just gonna support MT4 because that's what 99% of traders use. But if there will be a high demand for C-Trade, then maybe we will also apply it into our trading platform in the future. But really, for now, there is only like the highest demand is still for an MT4. Thank you, brother. You are welcome. Hopefully the TA helped you, and another thank you. All right, guys. So stay tuned for the next Sunday NFTA or for the next Sunday Focus. That's it for today. We will see each other in our Discord, either in the Billions Club or in the Crypto Wizards. So if you still have any questions, then feel free to ask. This is it. Thank you so much. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday and see you tomorrow.